Okay, come on, let's clap. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome. It is a Toxic Talk Thursday. It is Thursday, March the 28th, 2024. 50 minutes after the hour. Welcome, guys, to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. That's the Queen, SennyJ, and the Queen, Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Why? That chat room is wide open. You can call in. The number is 570-982-6950. I dare you to call in on a Toxic Talk Thursday. We are in the building. We are so excited to be here this morning. This is the only place where you get your morning love, but most importantly, only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Please like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. We truly appreciate you guys each and every morning. SennyJ, good morning. God bless. Good to see you, young lady. Good morning, and how are you?
Good morning, Shawn. Sorry you went black there for a second. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody listening. We have an amazing show for you today on this Toxic Talk Thursday. We're definitely going to get into Senny Says, where I will let you know everything that is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We also are going to have front page news with SennyJ, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Of course, we want you to stick around for all that we have to offer this morning. We truly appreciate each and every one of you guys, and we are super excited to be here this morning. And God bless everyone, and hopefully your families are doing well. So before we start the show, Cindy, we had our little brief meeting before we aired this morning, and Cindy said on her timeline, one of the past shows came up from 2017, which seems like a century ago. And I asked Cindy, I said, how did we look? Because if you look at my face, Cindy J, I'm metamorphosizing into like old man face. But Cindy, you still look the same from back in the day. So I asked Cindy, how did I look from those shows from years ago? Because as you can see right now, I think for my age, I'm 4,000 years old, look pretty good. For my age, but SennyJ, how did I look from 2017 till today, SennyJ? Because I know there must be some facial changes from your favorite uncle, SennyJ. And please tell the truth because I can handle it, young lady. I can handle the truth.
Well, Shawn, like I said, your facial hair was definitely different, and it looks, like you look the same, right? But with a different face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly how you're gonna take that, but it's still the same you. So it's the same to me.
Well, obviously you need glasses. I'm already wearing them. But Cindy, thanks for the compliment. She says, I look the same with a different face. Yes, an older face. But you can, it's okay that no, it's okay that you can
I
say that
don't
because
want
that's
to
what
say
it
he's
is.
older because I don't think you look old,
But then, Cindy, why the hell do you look the same and I don't? Because you look like you haven't aged. Well, that's the one thing about black folks. We don't, you know, they say black don't crack, we just swell up, which is true.
Right.
Which is true. There's not a black person that on earth that hasn't swolled up. No question about it. But
I
Cindy,
think I think what happens is we look I see you a lot.
yeah.
So I think it's different too. I think if maybe I would have only like met you, like maybe we only did the show for like a couple of years back then, and then like I would see you now, I'd be like, oh wow. But because it's been like this, like seeing you all the time, like osmosis, I've
Oh,
just gotten accustomed.
right, right. So right. Right, so you kind of jaded and kind of blind to the wear and tear and the age that's going on in my face right now. What?
Right, right.
It's all good because, like I said before we started the show, it's blessings to some of us black folks because I think I look great for 79 years old. That's all I'm saying here.
You're not 79. You do.
And
You
and,
look good.
and Cindy, God bless you because, like I said, people know I look at you as a daughter, Cindy J, and Cindy who has throughout the years have um, defied the test of time because this young lady still look the same, still don't have a wrinkle on her face. I got since I've met you, I've gained 17 different wrinkles on my face.
That's
So
crazy.
I want to applaud before we start the show. Everybody, please give the lovely and the beautiful SennyJ a round of applause for looking so good in the face, even through the alcoholic nights and the pot smoking and the pasta eating and life traumas and world events that SennyJ. Because remember, guys, she cried over when China took over Hong Kong back in the day.
Yep.
SennyJ has defied the test of time with a beautiful face, unlike your favorite uncle. Can we give SennyJ a round of
Oh,
applause for still looking good in the face? Let's clap.
well, thank you. Thank you. It is
Now give it
hard, but somebody has to do it.
right. And please give a round of applause to your favorite uncle who's actually visually falling apart by the minute by the face. Come on, let's clap for me.
I mean, Shawn, you are a world treasure. Never change that face.
No doubt. Not every morning my wife walks right past me and gives me a strange look. So God bless her.
She's like, you're
Thank
still here?
yeah, you still like damn.
When she goes to sleep at night, she puts a little glass under your nose.
She's like, she must be like, she's like, why the hell did I marry a guy a generation older than me? Uh,
She loves it. She loves it.
you sure? All
Yeah.
right, well, God, well, listen, welcome to the show. We're super excited to be here. Please like, share, follow Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature Wake Up Team. We truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate everyone in the chat room. So thank you so much for the years of support. We're here. We're 100% committed, not going nowhere. And we truly appreciate each and every one of you. Shamika Love, God bless you. My man Young and Nut. Also, Vanetta George is in the chat room. And by the way, we were just talking about about Vanetta George. Nicole Harris, good morning. We're gonna get into the show, and back to the memory part. And I said to Senny, I said recently spoke to Vanetta George Henry, or Vanetta George, and she was talking about how she missed the shows being 17 hours long throughout the day, Senny. When we used to do the shows from 7 in the morning to 10:30 every day, Monday through Friday. Uh, and she said to me, recently that boy, she would love to see those type of the shows come back that we did on the morning, which is we can't do those type of shows, but we do have those shows in memory, and we will pop up every once in a while. You'll see them on social media, and we will run some of those shows. So, to the folks that are our longtime listeners who we truly love and thank you so much for supporting throughout the years. Uh, you won't see those 17-hour shows each and every day. So we appreciate you. And, for the record, for our new listeners, it was SennyJ who eliminated the shout out of the room. So let's, don't look at Harvey with that part. That was SennyJ's doing. So let's clap for that. Senny said she ain't give a damn about those shout outs. And I was like,
We might bring them back,
okay,
under a different model.
no doubt.
So stay tuned for that. If you would like to get shouted out, might have to pay for it, but it's
Okay,
okay. So we'll talk about that later. See how much
no
y'all
doubt.
want to be shouted out now. But
No,
we always appreciate you guys' support.
yeah, no doubt, and we truly appreciate you. And good morning, guys, and we truly appreciate it. So, Penny, let's jump right into because there's a lot going on in the world today, and we want to jump right into it. So, guys, please, again, before we get into the show, like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team, and we truly, truly appreciate you. So, Cindy J, let's get into some front page news. She's the S to the ANNY. And you can't deny she got the front page news, y'all. Got the front page news, y'all. on a Toxic Talk Thursday. Let's go, Cindy. Let's go, young lady. Let's go.
Well, what I'm going to start off with, because this has been a very, very big news week. The first thing I'm going to start off with, though, is we have found Kate Middleton. Okay. I know last week we were talking about how she was gone from media. Shawn said, I don't give a damn about this lady, where she's at, what she's doing. The family's racist. I think the last part that we left off at is there was some conspiracy going on with a AI shopped photo that she had released, and they were saying that it was not a real photo. And then she seemingly had a video with William, and they were walking out of some type of grocery store. She was looking happy and healthy. There were people saying that that is not her in the video either. I don't know. I feel like the girl in the video, and I'm going to put it up in a second. I feel like I'm going to say the girl in the video because we don't know. It seemed like, there was no bodyguards around. There was nobody coming up to them. They were just walking out, but it looked like that person kind of had like bigger ears. So I don't know. But Kate officially has released a video talking about her cancer diagnosis. She said that she had been away from the public eye for a little bit because they were deciding how they were going to let their children know and explain how everything and explain to them how everything was working. She had what was described as an abdominal surgery on January 16th. The news wasn't announced until the next day when Kensington Palace revealed that Kate was recovering from a planned operation. At the time, officials said her condition wasn't cancerous, but did not specify what kind of surgery, saying only that it was a successful surgery. She did say in this video that after the operation, they had found cancer had been present and that she was in the early stages of treatment. She did not say what kind of cancer was found, nor did she give details of her chemotherapy. She said that the chemotherapy was a preventative measure because they had gathered all the cancer, which some doctors, I believe a Dr. Oz, he pushed back on that, saying chemotherapy isn't usually something that you do as a preventative measure. It's usually because there is something there and they're trying to take it out. And he felt like we should know a little bit more about the diagnosis. I don't think we need to know more about the diagnosis. I think knowing that she has cancer is a big enough deal. Um, what seems to bother me a lot about it is, a lot of people were making fun of it. Where's Kate? They were saying she was all over the place. People all, had all types of jokes to say where she was and what she was doing. And now that people know that she has cancer, a lot of people are like, oh, everybody should apologize for the jokes. And, this is, like what happened with Chadwick Boseman. People always have something to say and then they find out somebody's dying. I mean, do people need to issue apologies for something that was orchestrated? This, Meghan Markle actually gave us a really good look into how calculated this royal family is and the firm and how every piece of everything that they do is planned out down to the minute. You guys knew in January what Homegirl was going into surgery for. They knew in January that she had a possible cancer diagnosis. So the fact that you let this go on, this charade go on for months, oh, we don't know where she is. And then you knew the photo was photoshopped. You released it anyway. So to act like this is all like, oh, Kate just woke up one day and decided to do a video and say she has cancer. No, you guys, I guess, felt like enough is enough. And now, okay, well, let's let the cat out of the bag. I mean, I don't know why they waited. They could have really made this the rollout of this could have been a lot smoother. So I don't know if Kate's been acting shady toward the royal family, and so they was like, let's do this. Because let's be clear, there is still rumor that Prince William, they're calling him in the blogs Big Willie, that he's dating or was having an affair with this Rose Hanbury lady.
Right.
Some woman, Sarah Rose Hanbury, out in England that they've been messing around for a while now. What's going on with that? That's still very much on my mind. What's going on with her?
All right.
But prayers to the royal family and the cancer they got running rampant over there. They got a case of the cancer over there. It's the water.
Cindy, before I get into my whole thing with that, do you think I got old man neck going on right now? See, look at my see. See, do you think? Put it on one chat room, guys, if you think I'm metamorphosizing into old man neck. Now,
I don't know what old man neck is, but
yep. Cindy, put your neck up. See, let me see your neck. I can't. Yeah, lift that. There you go. There you go. There, Cindy. You got.
I mean, I don't think I'm suffering from old man neck.
No, you don't. Let me see your neck again, bro. Before we get into that whole situation,
okay.
Lift your head up. Lift that 16-pound head up, and let me see the neck. Nah, you don't have old man neck.
No, I
that head weigh about 20 pounds. See, look, you see what's going on here. I have old man neck. It's happening. It's happening, and it's okay. Everybody, lift your neck up and see if you got old man neck. You can have that. You can have the chicken neck. The chicken gives it neck at a young age. Trust me. Now,
I've seen it.
Welcome to the show, guys. The only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Toxic Talk Thursday. And Cindy started this off by saying, you know, how I felt about the royal family. Then she goes into a cancer diagnosis with one of the royals. And I do feel the same way. You know how I get down because I still got that image of Meghan Markle's mother at that wedding and they shunned her. And Cindy's always fascinated about this royal family. I'm fascinated as well with the history of the royal family. But then when I found out how racist they was, I discarded these people.
Now you found out.
That I found out it was a terrible blow to me. But when I found out, I deleted and I dismissed the royal family. Now, man, and listen, put it on chat room if you ever had an operation, right? A lot of times, you know, and just the regular operation it's a lot of you got to recover from it. Now, this is a woman who is under the public eye, and like you just said, that they want to orchestrate everything that they do to paint this picture of this royalty and all his family. And now all this is crumbling apart and falling apart again. And what intrigues me about this story is the fact that Prince William, who will be the king of England, which you know how I feel about that. I think it's all ceremonial, a situation going on with England and the royals because it generates billions of dollars of revenue to the country. Because that's the only reason why I think they have the king and the queen and all that. But what fascinates me about this story is that Prince William's wife is sick, Kate Middleton, and he's out there, allegedly with, another woman. And my whole thing is, when you have men like this of power and prestige, it's very rare. It's a very small percentage of these men that could hang on to only one vagina because of their privilege and their power, and the fact that women throw vagina at them each and every day. Imagine being LeBron. Let's switch it up. Imagine being LeBron James, who we love, who's a hero in this generation, as far as one of the greatest basketball players in this generation, and the way he lives with his beloved wife, who he fell in love with in high school. But imagine a LeBron James, how much vagina is being thrown at him on a regular basis. This man probably has turned down more vagina than most of us men ever had in our lifetime. It's the same thing with Prince William. Even if his wife is being sick, even if his wife is sick and have his children, Women are still throwing vagina at this man, which leads to a deeper conversation here on the Toxic Talk Thursday. There are an abundance and overload of available women out here who don't have no problems playing their position, or that are super attracted to men who are in relationships or married because of the overabundance of women. And in this generation that we're in now, I'm scared for the women out here because a lot of women are single and don't have any children. So it's enticing to them to to be attracted to men who are in relationships and or married. And these women don't give a damn if the wife is sick. If the wife is sick, I think women are more attracted to men who have sick wives or girlfriends.
Not sick wives.
Sick wives and girlfriends out here. I got a message from you, from your uncle. Stay healthy. Stay healthy, because these women out here, they don't care. There are a surplus of women out here. There's not enough men. And I'll give you a perfect example of this, and I'll yield my time back to Senny. There's always this stigma about being a side chick that's negative, which is now, I think, moving to the positive. But I believe, in my opinion, and it goes back to King Williams and all the others with the men of power that can get all these women just whenever they want. If there was a law in this country, welcome to Toxic Talk Thursdays, everybody. If there was a law in this country to ban side chicks, let's say the federal government say, yo, you know what? We're going to go to the Supreme Court. We're going to ban side chicks. I believe that women would be up in arms that this is the law that passed in this country. And it goes back to Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton is sick. Prince William allegedly probably has another love child or in a relationship. LeBron James got all these other women hanging up on top of him, and men of power are on top of the food chain to have these women whenever they want. So I say this to wives and girlfriends: stay healthy. If there are surplus of women out here, and women in this generation are okay with polygamy, they're okay with being a side chick, if you want to call that, mistress, second wife, whatever you want to call it. That's what's going on here. So it's a bigger picture on the Toxic Talk Thursday than Kate Middleton being sick and all these other wives being sick, because I think that there's a movement out here that's been created via social media that women are okay, and I think it's almost socially acceptable now that women are fine with being, they call it side chick, second wife, mistress, whatever you want to call it. That's what's trending right now. So I'm going to yield my time. I'm going to say this. Kate Middleton, I'm going to say this. Kate Middleton, stay as healthy as you can, young lady. And all the wives and girlfriends that are out there that are sick, please stay healthy, because there's a surplus of women out there, single women that don't have children, that are okay with playing that role in a man's life. I yield my time. I'm going to smell my fake plant.
Well, I mean,
stay healthy, Kate. Stay healthy, because the minute you fall out, there's going to be 4 or 5 different women right there. Why do you think when wives and girlfriends die, men are most likely to jump into a relationship faster than women. And it has nothing to do with the emotional connection of the deceased person. It's just that there is an abundance of available women that are out there that will jump right into that role with no problem. I
Well,
yield back.
the thing is though, is that it's always been like that. I mean, people talk about their grandparents and the granddad used to have a whole other family down the street, three doors down, actually, across the block. So, the idea of a mistress is not something new. I mean, even if you look at, monarchies going down the line, men had concubines, like, so this isn't something that's new. Prince Charles or Prince William, he had, it was even said before they even started, while they were dating, while they were in college, they even broke up for a time because he had cheated on Kate. So, I would say that this is not far off from his MO, that it's something that he did before, probably would do again. And it's probably bigger than this Rose Hanbury woman. And at the end of the day, um, it's going to happen. I think that, and adultery in a marriage, isn't that illegal? Like, I remember there was a story about some woman wanted to sue Nene Leakes because she said she was dating her husband while they were legally still married. So technically being a side chick in some places is illegal. Because it can cause the dissolution of a marriage and cause all these other problems. So it's going to happen. It's about, your morality and where you fall in your commitment. I think it's a personal thing. But yeah, there's always going to be somebody waiting in the wings to scoop something up that you have. So,
Cindy, Cindy, do I have old man neck?
yes, Sean, you have old man neck.
Thank you.
You should look into Botox.
No doubt. And you are absolutely right. And I agree with you 100%. Even back in the days when they had, and before we move on, to the next story, welcome to that Toxic Talk Thursday. That's how we get down. Shout out to my man, Kareem Williams, who gave us his name. But now it's a surplus.
How is it a surplus? It's just one
There's
man.
the 17, remember back in the day, it was every one man had at least 7 women to choose from. That was the ratio was 7-1. Now it's 1 out of 14. There's
Women
a
have
lot going
always
on here.
there's always been more women than men.
There's,
So I don't know
and
where you're getting these
so,
statistics
so,
from.
Cindy, let me ask you something. If there was a hypothetical law of banning side chicks, mistress, second wives,
We have adultery in
adult,
marriage.
right? Cindy, if they banned side chicks, would you have a problem with that?
No, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't affect me. I've been single for 9 years. Side chicks have never been a problem for me.
Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show, features the Wake Up Team with the Queen, SennyJ, and the Queen, Miss Miko. Toxic Talk Thursday. We are here. We are grateful that you guys are with us, and thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, follow, subscribe to the movement, and good morning, and God bless you guys and all your families, and shout out to everyone in the chat room. SennyJ, what else you got going on? God bless you.
Well, the next thing that we going on is obviously the unfortunate collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Maryland. Is it in Maryland? Yeah, in Baltimore. Um, I have the live update. It was on Tuesday morning that a cargo ship crashed into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing a near total collapse of the span and halting vessel traffic into and out of the port of Baltimore. Six construction workers are believed to have fallen from the collapsing bridge into the frigid waters of the Patapsco River. The bodies of 2 of the victims have been recovered so far, while 4 remain missing and are presumed dead. One of the people on the bridge just before the collapse said they heard the voice of a first responder calling out for him to move off quickly. The first responders, who again really moved heroically after the first Mayday was called, were able to move to both keep additional cars from coming on the bridge and to begin to notify the workers and people on the bridge that they need to move off the bridge. One of the survivors who I had the opportunity to speak with, this was the Maryland Governor Wes Moore. He said one of the survivors who he had the opportunity to speak with, one of the things he mentioned to me was as he was moving off of the bridge and literally saw the bridge fall right after he moved off, it was because a first responder who was telling him to move off the bridge. That life-saving notification was made audibly, although other contact between first responders and workers may have been made by cell phone or radio. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg plans to meet today with shippers and supply chain operators as his office assesses the industry impact. He said the meeting was intended to help the DOT create a coordinated approach as it seeks to mitigate the disruptions to one of the East Coast's most active ports. He said the Port of Baltimore is an important port, So for our supply chains and for all the workers who depend on it for their income, we're going to help to get it open as safely as possible. This is a horrible story. You know, there's so many, and of course, you know, people are going down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole, saying that this was a cargo ship from Russia, and you know, this is like the movie. What movie that just came out with Julia Roberts? The end is near. The end of it all. What was the name of that movie?
I don't know.
They're drawing correlations between that. They're saying that between the Mayday call and when people were told off to get off the bridge was too quick. There were supposed to be tugboats with this boat. There's just so many things, and it's really hard to decipher seriously, like what is actually true and what is is covering up or what happened. And it also goes to speak to the infrastructure of, you know, American bridges as well. But I mean, I guess the force of this thing would have been inevitable either way. But those construction workers were on that bridge fixing something, obviously. Yeah, seemingly potholes that were on the bridge. So very sad story, and very sad to those construction workers who had been working all through the night to reach a demise like that. It's so sad.
Uh, Welcome, guys. We truly appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. Shout out to everyone in the chat when we started broadcasting 10 minutes earlier today. Give you an extra bonus 10 minutes, even though we're going to finish at the same time. And we truly appreciate you. We'll be back on the air tomorrow, God willing. This is a sad story, of course, and it's a nationwide story. This is a story that has been broadcasted on the news and online, and our condolences go out to the family. And it's just, fate is an unbelievable substance and time as well. If you notice, before the cargo ship collided into the bridge, what was the name of the bridge? Cindy, get the name of the bridge for me.
Francis Scott Key.
Francis what?
Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Francis Scott Key. Who's Francis Scott Key, Cindy? It's got to be in some kind of American, please.
I think it's a senator. Let me see.
Now, if you notice, before the barge hit the bridge, there was a tractor trailer and a car that just passed over the bridge. The cargo ship hits the bridge and the bridge collapsed. These people were just moments away from meeting their demise. And sometimes that's life. It's just amazing to me how one moment you're here, one moment you're gone. And even though they gave the warning for these people to get off the bridge, I don't understand why the workers didn't clear off the bridge as well. Good morning to Princess Cox. No pause. I was just getting ready to reach out to you, Princess, to let you know that we're on air. We're on air for another 26 minutes. I was Prince, very important. I don't care. See, I love Princes, man. And because we're not on the air on a regular basis like that. So whatever city,
Go ahead.
uh, you're terrible. So, and it's unfortunate that we saw I think we all saw the video of this cargo ship hitting this bridge and the other vehicles just going right into the water like if they were on a roller coaster. It was just so sad. And then they had the frigid waters of the Chesapeake Bay. We only had minutes to survive. The water was 49 degrees and the body could only withstand that for a few minutes. And it was a sad situation that this big ass cargo ship failed. The engine failed. It looked like the electricity went out and it just drifted off and hit this barrier on this bridge that there was no way. This bridge was built in the 70s. There was no way that this bridge was going to withstand that collision of this cargo ship that had a few million tons of weight on it. There's no way. But and then again, my condolences to the families. But thank God this didn't happen at rush hour, or it happened at 1:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Or thank God this didn't happen at 6 o'clock in the morning, or 5 o'clock in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it would have been more casualties on this bridge. This is one of the main arteries, especially a commercial route for the northeast corridor from Maine to Florida. The port of Baltimore is a massive location. I mean, we've all driven down through Baltimore, went into the tunnels, and you can see the harbor in Baltimore. And there's a lot going on down there. Uh, and it's going to take years to fix, but they got to get this port back open, because it will definitely affect the economy. Now they're going to a recovery phase of this a terrible accident. And if there's any liability or any negligence on the ship's part, then folks should be prosecuted by the fully extent of the law. If somebody fell asleep at the wheel, that's murder. They go to jail. And Cindy, this cargo ship was going to Sri Lanka, wherever the hell that is. How long does it take a cargo ship to get to the South Pacific? This was a terrible tragedy, and our condolences go out to the workers. They interviewed one of the brothers. Why the news and the government was calling it search and rescue. The brother was already like my brother's dad. He's gone, and it's a very sad situation that folks lose their life while they're just simply working, filling potholes for the safety of other people, and then this stupid barge runs right into the uh, bridge. And our condolences. Terrible.
Yeah, they really need to look into, why it was so hard to get them, because they knew that the bridge was going to be closing, why those last cars were able to make it over. So it really doesn't make sense why they weren't able to communicate to them to get off the bridge. And then it makes me think, like, what are bridges made to withstand? Has this the first time that a ship has ever collided with a bridge?
Listen,
And with ships constantly going in and out under bridges, how much force can a bridge withstand? Like, are bridges just supposed to be made to withstand high winds and what else? Like, I don't know. Like, what is the integrity of bridges and how are they going to build this
Finny,
bridge moving forward?
Finny, Finny. Once
What?
again, do I have old man neck?
Yes, you do.
Finny. I don't think there's like I think if that ship ran into the George Washington Bridge, I think that thing will collapse as well. There's no, I don't, it's
Well,
City,
yeah, but that's what
millions
I'm
and millions
saying.
of pounds.
How do you, for something that happens all the time with ships and different things like that going in and out of bridges, how do you ensure that something like this doesn't happen again? Like, what if this were to happen at another time to another bridge? Like, what is the structural integrity of a bridge? How much should it be able to withstand? What if
Or
there's an earthquake? Like, Like, what is our perception of what a bridge should be able to withstand?
Are you kidding me? Like you just said, just answering your own questions. Integrity. We talk about anything can happen. Like you just said, an earthquake, a ship running into the bridge. I think what they should do is put like toll plazas, like barriers. Uh,
I mean, if
so
they
these,
can
so
go
these.
around saying that they're gonna build ships that never sink, right? You can't build a bridge that won't succumb to the pressure of a tanker. Like, I don't know. Isn't that safe to compare? I mean, aren't we the greatest nation in the world? And I mean, but also structurally, Obama did say like 10 years ago, the bridges are crap in this country. And
Penny, it
he
doesn't
even
matter.
put, but did he
Oh,
not put that in there? Did he not
Penny,
say
it
the structural
doesn't.
integrity of a lot of bridges in this country
Penny,
are bad, and that maybe we need to look into that?
Penny,
Did he not say that? Was that not
Penny,
true? Was there not a bill put into place to fix America's bridges that people did or did not take advantage of? I mean, I
Penny,
don't know.
Penny, your voice is literally aging me by the minute. Listen, what's wrong with you? There are some of these objects that it doesn't matter what the integrity of the bridges are. When it hits the bridge is going down. It's just nothing you can do about it unless you.
I'm not negating that fact. I'm saying moving forward, right? Since this did happen, right? Because like they said, the Twin Towers never gonna fall, right? There's all this will never, and then it does. So how do you prevent it in the future? Is there something to prevent that,
Penny,
or you just
no,
gotta wait for the next
yeah,
ship to lose
yeah,
power and take
maybe.
out all the bridges?
Right. This might be a generational thing because you never hear about a ship, running into a bridge and causing this type of damage like that. I mean,
Is
you
this
do.
exactly? Is this the first time this has ever happened?
Yeah. So it might be one of those things, Cindy, where, they can have all the safeguards and all the regulations that they want in there and everything that they can try to do to prevent something like this. But, weird stuff happens. And this might be maybe one of those generational things. Everybody's on alert now. All these cargo ships probably have to be re-inspected and the inspection papers got to be right and the power got to work. Because I just think that the ship power went out. Remember, you saw the lights flicker on and off on the ship. Then a big burst of smoke came out of the windpipe or whatever, and then it just drifted. And unfortunately, it ran into this bridge that was built in 1970. That wasn't able to withstand this impact. No question about it.
Right. Francis Scott Key, he was an American lawyer, a former United States attorney for the District of Columbia. This is like back in the 1700s. He was an American lawyer, author, and poet from Frederick, Maryland, best known as the author of the text of the American National Anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. And he observed the British bombardment of Fort McHenry in 1814 during the War of 1812. So there you go. Former United States attorney wrote the Star Spangled Banner, was probably a racist. Shout out
Yeah,
to
no
Francis
doubt,
Scott Key.
no doubt. Right, that he made the
Probably
national
owned
anthem.
slaves, all that. But
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no question about it.
maybe they'll think of another name.
Right, right, and that's another thing. So again, my beloved President Joe Biden, go Joe, right? He made an announcement before we get into this. He got some Diddy stories, right? Before we get out of here.
Yeah, it's my last story.
Saying my beloved President Joe Biden, who on the record, you guys know I voted for, and in November I will vote again for Joe Biden, who's, by the way, tonight Bill Clinton and Barack Obama's having a fundraiser for the beloved Joe at Carnegie Hall. Cindy, the ticket is $1 million to get it. He said, yo, whatever the feds need to do to build this bridge, we got a blank check. And that's, again, my problem. with my beloved Democrats in my in this government and Joe Biden. When something crazy happens like this, it's gonna cost 40 to 50, maybe $100 million to build this bridge. It's gonna take a few years to do it. Joe said, yo, don't worry about it. We writing a check. That's it. Done. And if the Feds could write these checks, I mean, and I understand like this is a major infrastructure. It has to be built, rebuilt and quickly for the commerce and the economy of the country. I get it. But the government could write these checks with no problem. So write some more checks to alleviate a lot of the debt that we have in this country that you can just wipe away, and folks can sit there and breathe easy and start all over again. Joe, write a check to the American folks with not the COVID check. I think that the federal government can issue out checks to everyone in America for at least $10,000 each. Everybody get 10,000. Because what they're gonna do, the only thing we're gonna do is take the money and put it back in the economy. The economy's gonna double up with profits. Write a check, give every American citizen $10,000 a year. Stimulate
Shawn,
their
it's
economy.
all fake money. The government does not have the money to back up the money that they write in. And the money that they're supposed to be writing is based off of us working. So they're basically writing checks off of nothing. They have nothing to back up our economy.
They got the
And if they
money,
give
man.
if they give us checks and we're supposed to be the one that's funding the checks, right? What is that called? Isn't that like it's like when
Where's
people have shell companies and they're pulling from the shell company to fund their company, but their company is supposed to be funding the shell company. It's
they,
empty holes. That's why they're
they got
never
the
going to do
money.
that.
Hey, the
They're
money's there.
they're never going to do that because it doesn't make sense and they're pulling from something they don't even have.
Put a number one
So
in the chat. Put a number one in the chat room if you're okay with the government giving you $10,000 per year per family in America.
And
Put a
that
number one
still
chat.
won't help. And that still wouldn't help the debt that American people are in. People have
And get
$10,000 alone just in credit cards. That's not going to help them keep their house.
this is what I say. I say the government should write a check and get rid of everybody's credit card debt. All right. Listen, welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Put a number one chat room if you okay with the government issuing you $10,000 per year for the rest of your life. Give me a number one for that because they can do it. Because if they could write a check, what's the country that's at war with Russia again? I can't remember what's the name of the country.
What about Israel?
What's
Talk
the what's
about
the
them.
name of the yeah? What about what's the name of the other country, Cindy?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. The money we give to Ukraine, you could give every American $10,000 each. Every American.
Or the money that they give to Israel.
And Israel. It's Israel. Well, we could do $20,000. So again, feds, I love Joe Biden, but y'all quick to write these checks and you're writing the checks to the wrong people. Listen, guys, welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, wake up team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Toxic Talk Thursday. Cindy, what else you got? Cindy, you don't want to take 10,000 from the government for the rest of your life each year, regardless?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, cool. What else you got?
The last story that I have, of course, is about Diddy. We know the houses got raided. There's really nothing more. I really want to get into the lawsuit that was filed by Rodney Jones that was filed on February 26th. That basically all this is stemming from. We know that on Monday, Homeland Security raided his LA and Miami homes. He was trying to, it looks like he was in Miami with his daughters trying to take them on some type of spring break or trying to leave. Of course, that was oh, snap. You guys, sorry, my phone fell. That was a ploy. I guess he knew things were coming for him. So he tried to leave. He wasn't able to leave. They caught him at the Miami airport. He sent, though, however, his plane to continue on down to Antigua, where the plane was. And I think that is, I don't know if if anything was on that plane, because he wasn't on it. They don't know exactly where he is right now. His attorney released a statement that currently there are no charges that are being brought against him. Like, nobody's been arrested. That he's still going to fight this case and everything that's going on with him. I think it's all a bunch of BS. Homeland Security obviously has things on him that I think a lot of people think that this is stemming from the Cassie lawsuit, but I also think that this is something that has been in the works for a very long time. They're obviously coming in there because they know that he has reports of firearms, an undisclosed amount, drugs, things like that. I'm going to read a little bit directly from the beginning of this lawsuit, which Rodney Jones, who was hired as a producer on his Love Off the Grid album, he named Diddy. He named his son Justin Combs specifically. A woman named Ethiopia Habtemariam, who is, I believe, the president of Motown Records. Lucian Charles Grange, who is the CEO of UMG Music. Christina Coram, who is his chief of staff. Chalice Recording Studios, where he alleges that a shooting happened. Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Music Group, Combs Global Entertainments, as well as ABC Corporations. He has named a bunch of people in this lawsuit. Now, what he said in the beginning of this, basically, is that he is a prodigy. He was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. He plays a myriad of instruments that he taught himself. And so from September 22nd to November 23rd, he was hired by Mr. Combs to produce 9 songs on his Love album. Mr. Jones said that he lived with Mr. Combs for months at a time, spending holidays, birthdays, and missing major family events. To do this, he resided at his residences in Los Angeles, California, New York City, and Miami. And he also spent several weeks on a yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the Virgin Islands. Throughout this time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer. The claims raised in his complaints have been corroborated through witness statements, video and audio recordings, and images that Mr. Jones has in his possessions. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. He has secured irrefutable evidence of the acquisition and use and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, marijuana, mushrooms, the displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms, Mr. Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes, his chief of staff instructing her staff to retrieve drugs so she can provide it to him for consumption, his son drugging and sexually assaulting a woman, Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact of his public image of Cassie's lawsuit, actor Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually harassing and assaulting Mr. Jones. And he also says a rapper, it doesn't say the name, but in the footnotes, it says he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. So you could draw your own conclusion. that this rapper was on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls and sex workers. So
Oh,
he has this
all
on,
right.
seemingly he has it on video. He has audio recordings. Young Miami has recently been named in the document as well as being someone who was a sex worker and providing drugs to Mr. Combs on retainer. Like she was paid a monthly stipend to make sure he had drugs and uh sex, people available for sex, including herself.
All right. All right. Oh, all right.
Y'all need to read the report. I read all through all 73 pages. It's an easy read. Go look it up for yourself.
Are you serious? You got enough time to read 73 pages of anything?
But it was,
Listen.
I mean, most of it is legal jargon. It's like 30 pages maybe of like in depth. And not just in depth his allegations. He has screenshots in the claim.
Right. Okay. So Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop is done. He's running from the feds. If you go on my Instagram page, you'll see a funny post that I put up with him running, and there's 3 agents behind him, and there's a jet behind the agents. And boy, there's a lot of effery going on behind the scenes in the Diddy mansion. Everybody's nasty. Everybody's having sex with each other, men, women, underage folks. And if it comes out that Diddy's had underage sex workers in his home soliciting or him pimping these women, these are criminal charges. Now, right now, there's no criminal charge. That's why I understand why Diddy's running. Uh, was it over obsessive that the Homeland Security raided his house with guns out and flashlights and barking dogs? Yes, I think that was. Uh, but right now, the world famous Diddy's not charged with anything. In the court of public opinion, he's done. You're nasty. Allegedly, you and Meek Mills are like in a relationship with each other. Yo, Meek, you from Philly, bro. I hope Jay-Z's not caught up in none of this smoke. Because that's not gonna be a good look for Brooklyn. Uh Puffy, you was one of my heroes again, like Wendy Williams, a few of us. You're not a hero no more. You're nasty. They're gonna take half of your billions. You're gonna still be a rich man, but you're gonna have to go away, bro. You are not good to work with. You're not good to work for. You can't promote anything. You need to go away. It's just these are too many allegations, and where there's smoke, there's fire. When you gave Cassie when you just settled with Cassie within 12 hours after the lawsuit, that opened up the floodgates for all the other lawsuits. You idiot! You should have just fought Cassidy if you could, and withdraw all of those allegations, or what she claimed that was true, and went on with your life. You paid off Cassidy, you got to pay off everybody else. And if there's a criminal charge here, you're done. And you screwed up, bro. You're nasty. You're having sex with everybody. You're taking ecstasy, you're cocaine all over the place. One of your neighbors said that there was one night a bus came over at 3 o'clock in the morning, and just tons of people came off the bus, and there was a party at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yo, Diddy, you're out of control, bro. You're nasty, and you might be a criminal, and you need to go away. You're
I mean, he is a criminal. I mean, I don't know why there's
not a
so
criminal. He's
much.
not charged with nothing. He's not
I
a
don't
criminal.
know, but the thing is though, is I don't know why. Listen, people knew about Diddy in '99, if anything, after that shooting at the club. The woman who got shot in the face said, Diddy shot me. The woman got shot in the nose. I think she know who shot her. Okay? Um, Rodney Jones said in the lawsuit that that Diddy said from his mouth, that he was the one that shot the lady, that J-Lo had the gun in her purse and she gave it to him and then he shot her. Cassie said the same thing. He always carries a gun, but he made me carry the gun for him. Like, this is his MO. This is how he operates. When he doesn't pay people. Even his own artists said that. They said that he wasn't paying us. And
Yeah.
then when he does, and then when you don't get paid, he intimidates you. He shoots people. He has somebody else take the fall for it. And then it just brushes over and he goes on to something else. This has been said time and time and time again. But now when it's being put on the forefront, it's like, well, maybe we don't know. I mean, all we're waiting for is for people to connect the dots. All we're waiting for is Homeland Security to go through these hundreds of hours of footage that this man has. Okay, if Young Thug can be on trial for lyrics,
Yeah.
I
True.
think what Diddy has in his house, or these stories that are all seemingly the same, is enough to say that this is how this man operates, and it's coming home to roost, and it's
And
really giving life to those allegations that you killed Biggie, bro,
yeah.
and
And
have
on
been making money off this man for years.
yes. And on top of that, and then Cindy, thank you. We're gonna get out of here. Uh all of Diddy brands right now, bro, everybody, I don't think we should support his movement right now. You're sitting there ordering the Ciroc and all these other liquors in the clothing line. Nah, this doesn't feel right to me. And this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna hurt this dude in the pocket. Don't wear no more Sean John and don't order the Ciroc no more and any other brands that he's working with. Leave that alone because you're gonna be looking crazy. But my question to you, Steve, before we go, do we still listen to the music?
No. I was listening to my Pandora last night and a Diddy song came on and I turned it. I was
Come
like,
on.
I'm tired of it. I'm just sick of it. I don't want to support these people. I don't want their lyrics in my brain. I
Wait,
don't
wait,
want to
wait.
do none of it. And I
No
think,
Diddy, no Diddy music?
tell Hot Sauce, no more Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't
What about all the Biggie music and Mary J and all? He's associated with a lot of artists, City. Usher. We just gotta stop listening to all of that. I don't
listen.
think so. I don't think so. I'm not gonna stop
Listen,
listening to Mary J. Blige.
if you got Diddy on the background, I don't want to hear it. Okay. If he's doing
112?
ad lib, none of it. All of it
Nah,
is devil music.
nah, no. I'm gonna right, Jodeci, right? Come on, City. No, listen.
All
I
of it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't say don't buy the Ciroc no more and the Sean John and all that. But the music, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. There's a lot of hits over there, City.
Ciroc and DeLeon, which we could see from those lawsuits, those were never his companies. And he never put any money which also makes me say, is he even a billionaire? Because this man he was affiliated with companies that made billions, that he was receiving
Yeah.
a lot of money from, but Diddy never gave liquid billionaire.
Yeah, but Cindy, he don't
He
know. No,
wasn't a liquid billionaire. He didn't have $1 billion in his stash.
I
He
don't
was just
know, Cindy.
affiliated with companies
I
that made him,
understand.
and also with him selling all of his shares of Revolt. I would really like to see what his net worth is now, because I really think a lot of that was just inflated.
I think Diddy's at least worth $500 million. Now, Cindy,
Okay.
let's say so, Cindy.
Maybe.
So you're not gonna listen to no Diddy and no R. Kelly?
I mean, I'm already not listening to R. Kelly. I don't even know. I don't really listen to a lot of Diddy music, I would say. So I
But
don't
what
know.
about Mary J. Blige and all the other music that he's associated with?
I don't know. I'd have to do it on an
Mary
as
J.
needed basis. I don't really listen to a lot of Mary J. Blige. I know, whatever.
Something wrong with you.
I don't listen to a lot of bad boy artists, I don't think. So I don't know.
What
But
about that Craig Mack back in the day?
I'm not listening to that. But I really want Black people though to stop with the whole oh, people just what it's just like first of all, the only reason people are it feels like they're really upset about Diddy is because they know that he does homosexual activity. Like that, all this coercion, not paying people, violence, drugs, none of that bothered people. But when they found out he was into homosexual activity, being sexually deviant, that's where they drew the line. So, I mean, I think that's a little weird. And second of all, I'm just tired of black people saying, "Oh, we're just trying to tear down all of our black people and black people." Listen, I don't care who you are. The reason the people are saying, "Oh, well, Epstein did this and nobody heard about that, and nobody was talking about that." Yes, they were. People, it's what you choose to consume. If all you're watching is the Shade Room and all these black media sites, that's all the news you're gonna get. They were talking about Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein for months. So much
Yeah.
so that the guy killed himself. And Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail. If you're not gonna follow that because you're just like, oh, whatever, that's whatever. Yeah, them people are nasty. Then you're not gonna know the ins and outs of things that went on there.
Right.
So, watch what you consume, and I don't care if they're black or not. Like, if you're being predatory, if you're doing detrimental things to your community, you should be brought down. People should be making fun of
Right.
you. Your legacy should be tarnished. I don't care if
Right.
you're black or not.
I agree with you. Again, like I just said, like I don't think we should support this dude. And Diddy, man, if you're gay, bro, you should have just came out and said that 20, 30 years ago. I'm gay. And to just go on with your life, we would have never judged you, and you could have just went on and did your thing. Don't you
But
know a
it's
lot
not
of
about him being gay. It's about you're drugging people and taking advantage of
yeah.
them.
Well,
It's not that it was gay.
I was
It's that
about
you're
to say that.
drugging them.
Well, I was about to say that,
But why
but
did you lead with that? Because it's not about being homosexual.
yes,
Because
it is.
even if he would have came out and said I'm homosexual, I mean, I'm sure in the black community his career wouldn't have been as big. But even if he would have came out and said that, it still doesn't negate the fact that you are taking advantage of people when they don't want to be. They don't want to engage in this homosexual activity with you, but you're
Right.
giving them pink cocaine and DeLeon vodka, like,
Yeah.
to make it happen. That's the problem. You're a predator,
No
and you
doubt.
use this sex
So
to
let me
control people.
ask you a question before we leave, guys. And welcome. We truly appreciate you. We see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cindy, you're going to give us the last word. But the last question I have, are y'all guys still listening to that Diddy music? And I mean all of the music, the whole catalog, all the artists, the Mary J's, the Biggies, the Jodeci, the Faith Evans. It goes on and on and on. The Craig Max. Are y'all listening to the Diddy music? Yes or no? Put a number 1 in the chat room if you're going to listen to that music. Put a number 2 if you're not. Cindy, could you give me 17 number 1s? I'm listening to the music. Please. Okay, Cindy, you have the last word. Cindy, number 1 or number 2? Diddy music or not?
If I can help it, number 2.
Number 2.
Number
Give me
2 for
45 number 1s. I'm listening to all that Diddy music. Cindy, you got the last word.
At the end of the day gotta end.
One more time, Cindy.
At the end of the day gotta end.
Thank you so much for Toxic Talk Thursdays. We'll be back tomorrow. I promise you guys. We are here. We're in the building. Please like, share, subscribe. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Let's go and let's keep that bad boy music in the catalog. City, we are out. We are out. Wave, City, wave. Keep that bad boy catalog popping.
Bye all